On tonight's edition of the Fatside, we'll recap what was a massive round 11 in the AFL. We'll cover all results from round 11. We'll give you our match of the round, our 1 to 5 votes, Bobby's hot and cold. I'll shine the spotlight on a couple of things, and then we'll go into Bobby's compare the pair. Bobby, are you ready?
Ready to roll.
Let's go. Yes, good evening everybody and welcome to the Fatside. I'm joined here with Bobby as always. Bobby, how are you?
Mate, I'm fantastic. Another great week. There were some upsets. There were some fantastic close ones as well.
Yep.
What did you enjoy the most?
Before I tell you what I enjoyed the most, we had a lovely day out on Friday, didn't we, mate?
We had a fantastic day on Friday.
Yeah, we went to the local watering hole in Ringwood, the coach for the SEN live panel show. It was Andy Marr, Terry Wallace and Adam Cooney. It was a really good day.
Mate, game 1 of the NBA Finals too.
Game 1 of the, oh gee whiz, the Raptors. Funnily enough, we've actually got our Raptors correspondent that we'll have to get in touch with pretty soon for the Global podcast. He's actually over there. Yeah, no, it was a good day. We watched some basketball and then listened to SEN Live, which was really fun.
We got in a good chat with some of those boys as well. Plough had some nice insights, and I thought Andy Marr, he wasn't as PG rated as he is on the radio. He was excellent.
We approached Andy Marr. Straight away, we're like, I love the front bar, mate. It's a great show. And he goes, I'd never met Chris Lewis. He's a fucking superstar. And we're like, I'm just thinking, Mari. Another side to the legend. But he was good. And Plough was really insightful too, I found.
Yeah, Plough was excellent.
Yeah, Adam Cooney a bit cold. You get that with that haircut he's sporting at the moment.
Oh, looked rude. Rude lid.
Pretty rude. But look, we'll digress. We'll get straight into it. Bobby, hit us with the match results.
All right, well, Friday night kicked off a pretty stunning result. I don't know how many people tipped this. North defeated Richmond. It was 99-62 in the end. Reece Shaw and his boys showed up. All the damage was pretty much done in the third, and the Tigers could not rein it back in whatsoever. Mason Wood finally did.
Hey, Woody.
Brown kicked 5. Hooley was pretty good again for Richmond. And it would seem, though, Jack, from that result, that apparently firing your coach is what makes that playing group rally. Amazing stuff.
Well, that's all right, because Carlton will win by 50 this week.
Can't be serious, man.
Next game of the round was GWS versus the Suns. The Suns finally broke. The drubbing that I was pretty adamant was due last week arrived a week late. Look, only a 3-goal lead to the Giants at halftime, but then the damn wall burst. In the end, they won by 83 points. Kelly and Canelio had 36 each and 4 goals between them. Cameron had 5 goals too, but Whitfield is the big news coming out of that game, a significant dampener on the spirits of GWS. Then Freo, another stunning upset. They travelled to the G and they defeated Collingwood in an absolute cliffhanger. They won by 4 points and Sonny goddamn Walters again.
Bang! It's over!
That man has serious ice in his veins, mate.
Yeah, man.
Look, it was a very good game. It was a seesawing battle the whole way. Freo were way too composed at the death, and it nearly led to mine, considering I sang the Freo Dockers song in my partner's ear for the rest of the afternoon. She nearly murdered me. We are the Freo Dockers! All right, and then we were treated to the Cats and the Swannies. The Swannies actually still put up a little bit of a fight against the top team. The Cats won 85-63. The Swannies were in it at halftime. The Cats pulled away in the third, and they pretty much kept them at arm's length until the siren. Dangerfield was pretty good. Hawkins had 4 goals. And young Clark backed it up, his NAB Rising Star nomination with another good one. For the Swannies, Jake Lloyd is having a pretty stellar year.
Lloyd.
But the Swans forward line, they are not very clean. They're pretty sloppy. It's about as sloppy as the inside of your ride, Jackie boy. Messy stuff.
Yeah.
Brisbane defeated the Hawks. In that game, it really looked like Hawthorn had control for some of the game. I really thought they'd win that one before Brisbane rallied just before the 4th. And they ended up winning by 19 points. Neil and Lyons led the way, while Sicily carried on dropping blokes behind play. The Crows and the D's was the next game of the round. Probably one to forget for Melbourne.
And the 600k man, Wiedemann.
Wow. And even Maxi Gawn too.
Yeah, Max Gawn again.
Look, the whole team, everyone's probably heard this stat. They kicked 1 goal 8 in the last quarter. That's how you lose a game of football. They had the lead for 106 minutes before Brad Crouch put the Crows in front. Some really simple missed shots, like we talked about.
Yeah.
And any hope of a comeback for this year is absolutely evaporated now. There's no chance of that.
Yeah.
Lynch, Jenkins, and Betts were all good. They combined for 7 goals, 3 in the win. Then the Shanghai Showdown, Port Adelaide and St Kilda. Port absolutely trounced the Saints in Shanghai in front of a sellout crowd as well. I don't know if you heard this. Gill was furious. Apparently reports that some supporters were transferred by bus to the wrong stadium.
Wowee.
They probably bribed the driver. They just didn't want to go.
Yeah.
Look, the event is a disaster for the AFL, again. Nonetheless, Port dominated. They kicked 139 points and they had multiple goal scorers everywhere. Pretty good output from their kids as well. The Saints got no points. Now they have no captain. And I just heard they all got swine flu as well.
Yes. Yeah. Well, a few of them got ill in the lead up to the game. I've just got a quick question regarding the Shanghai Showdown. That has to be curtains.
Absolute curtains.
Yeah. Nah, see you later. I really hope they don't do it again next year.
Look, I heard reports that they net about $450,000.
Yep.
For that game in terms of profit. I don't know if that's enough.
Yeah. I don't think the players like it. I think it's a massive disruption to their season. I just think, how can you get excited for that? Really?
Yeah, it's tough.
Yeah.
It's tough.
Absolutely.
All right, and then we moved on to the next game on Sunday. It was the Bombers. They ended the Blues, and the Blues ended Bolts. In the end, the Dons won by 41. A bit of a slippery condition at the MCG. Tipper, the stat, the curse, the glory, it continues. He kicked 3, and we won. That Tipper stat is
Tipper
phenomenal.
Stat, yeah.
He's kicked quite a few goals this year already.
Yeah.
I think he's up to 19 goals, and he's goalless in about 4 games. So it's pretty amazing
Yeah, it's
stat.
awesome.
Look, the Blues weren't great. And when the rain started, Cripps really didn't feel it because Clarkey had given him a bath.
How many games has Clarkey played,
That was
Bob?
his second game, mate.
Yeah, remarkable.
Yeah, Essendon supporters have been talking about this kid and his VFL performances for a little bit now, a couple of seasons. So it was nice that he was given a chance. Then, last game of the round, the Weagles defeated the Doggies by 61 points in the end.
And we digress. No, I'm just kidding.
Look, the Dogs, you guys were in it for some patches, but you were very wasteful. It was 4 goals, 10 at halftime. And
Don't
then
get me...
the Eagles made you pay, mate.
Yep.
They kicked 14 second half goals.
We had 8 scoring shots to, I think, 3 at one stage.
Yep.
And we had 1 goal on the board. It was
Yep.
like 1 goal, 7 or 8. Oh, it was just dreadful.
Look, Darling, he bagged 6, and all their forwards were pretty dangerous. Gaff was elite.
Awesome.
Had a great game.
Yep.
Your new boy, Gardner, he snagged one.
Yes. Yeah, great to see.
And Caleb Daniel was excellent.
Yeah,
He
I
was
love him.
absolutely brilliant.
Yeah.
Probably deserves a Brownlow vote for that performance in a losing side for me. But your deficiencies in the key positions were exposed against a team like the Weagles. Look, all those results lead me to ask you, Jackie boy, as every week, what is your game of the round and why?
Alrighty, I'm going to choose, I'm going to go all the way back to Friday night. I'm going to choose North Melbourne, Richmond to focus on this week as my game of the round, purely for the build-up to it. So, Reece Shaw gets the nod as caretaker coach for the rest of the season. I'm hearing murmurs, this is pre-game, I'm hearing murmurs that he could be the right man for the job. They're just waiting, that obviously, I think 6 or 7 wins gets him the job, if they can do that. It's a long shot with what they've got. But yeah, I think history suggests that that's how it happens. I think Paul Roos had 6 or 7 wins as caretaker for the Swans after Rocket.
What do you think would be enough? Like a 50-50 win-loss percentage?
Yeah. If they're just competitive and they show this sort of fight and form for the rest of the season, then why not? Roll the dice. 2-year contract. Roll with that and see how it goes. I quite like Reece Shaw, and I think he likes himself a little bit too under that mask he wears. What I did find funny about the pre-game is Lingy and BT nearly carjacked him, waiting in his car to interview him all the way into the meeting room.
Was he driving a Mazda?
Oh, I didn't pick up on that, but I'm sure he zoomed to Marvel. Anyway, to the game. North Melbourne came up on top, 15-9-99, defeating Richmond 9 goals, 8-62. Defeating them by 37 points, which was a remarkable result.
It's a huge upset.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Huge.
Yeah, really refreshing for footy, seeing stuff like that.
Love it.
Which begs the question, can Richmond play at Marvel? But we'll go to that maybe a bit later on. Yeah, look, Ben Cunnington, Sean Higgins, Jack Zeeble to roll off a few. Jed Anderson, they were huge in the middle. They were awesome.
I know you said to me you liked young Zerha's game too.
I loved Cam Zerha's game. He was sensational. Luke Davies-Uniacke, he stepped up to the plate, having 21 himself. Look, Basher Hooley, as you mentioned at the top of the show, he was the standout for Richmond. Trent Cotchin returned to the fold. take him a little bit to get back into it. But yeah, it's good for Richmond and for their supporters to get their skipper back. I really like what I'm seeing from the likes of Taron Thomas. And as we just said, Cam Zerha. I think they could be the future for North Melbourne. And Mason Wood, as you mentioned, it was awesome. It was really fun to watch. Sydney Stack, Rising Star nomination, so congrats to him.
How?
Should have been your boy, Dylan Clark.
I don't understand
but,
how.
We'll
Blasphemous!
Really good result for Reece Shaw. I was really happy for him. And yeah, funny little stat to come out of the game. Reece Shaw, 37 years old.
Right.
Margin, 37 points.
Getting spooky.
During the game, he ate 37 milk bottles in the coach's box. And guess what he wore when he debuted for Collingwood? The number 37. How remarkable is that? Anyway, yeah, listening to SEN, there was a funny few phone calls. Blah, blah from blah, blah. What do you got for me, mate? Oh, look, I think Reece Shaw lives at 37 Arden Street, mate. And then the next caller goes, Reece Shaw's phone number is 0437 373 373. So, yeah, bit of a joke to come out of it. But, yeah, pretty spooky stuff. But most importantly, that's 2 really good wins in a row for North Melbourne, and they could well and truly make it 3 this weekend when they come up against Gold Coast Suns, which will be really good. And Reece Shaw can really stake a claim for his position going forward. Anyway, yeah, great result for North, and Richmond Marvel Stadium looks as though it could be a little issue. They don't really like playing there at all.
Well, look, it's unlikely they're going to have to play a final there, so
Well,
I'm sure
yeah.
they're not worried about that at all.
Yeah, yeah.
But just quickly on North and the coaching, does it start to appear to you as the fog dissipates that the problem was Brad Scott?
Yeah. He overdid his time there. Absolutely.
That's probably
yeah.
unquestionable. He overdid his
unquestionable.
time.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, it was pretty noticeable that he never lost the players. They were pretty distraught when he parted ways.
Yeah, but being friends with players doesn't necessarily
Well, mean you're a good coach.
achieve results.
Because all the Carlton boys love Bolton, but he couldn't coach.
Look, it's interesting. I think I said to you maybe about 3 or 4 weeks ago, North were down, but they are still that team that'll throw up a win against a quality team every
Yes.
now and again.
Yeah.
They are that team.
Well, they were super competitive against the Cats, who look unstoppable at the
Exactly.
minute. So, yeah, it was really, yeah. I put them in the Bulldogs and Hawthorn category. You never know what they're going to pop up with.
Agreed.
Yeah, it's one extreme to another. Anyway, Bobby, you're gaming around. Hit me with it. And I think I know what it's going to be.
Mate, it has to be.
Yeah.
It's Fremantle Collingwood.
Oh, it was a roister doister.
Look, I've been saying this, and this is not to talk myself up, but I have been saying this to you for about a month now, that the Pies have significant weaknesses. They're pretty apparent to me, and we've gone over some of them. But at the G against Freo, I didn't think this was the week.
No.
Did not think it. So
I don't think Freo went in thinking it either.
oh God, no.
Yeah. Well, their performance says yes, but God.
I should have gone just so I could have watched Collingwood supporters' faces as they left the ground.
It would have been rough, wouldn't it?
Look,
Few ego bursts.
They were finally held to account, and I think they need this, the Pies. I think this will make them a better team. They have been walking that tightrope for a month for me, but I think this might force them to wake up a bit because their game always had an extra gear. They still can elevate a little bit more. Injuries are going to hurt them now.
Yeah.
But I think come the end of the year, they'll be a better version than what we've seen at the start of the year, which is scary.
Yeah.
Look, the Pies win most stats most weeks, including the free kick count. But
Get your hand off it there.
well, it happened again. They won the free kick count.
Yeah.
The problem is the hitouts. 54-14 this week. They lost the clearances again.
Gee, this is a real worry.
It's a huge
clearance
worry.
work.
Grundy had a bit of an ankle complaint during the game.
Yeah.
But you still got 54 hitouts to 14.
Yeah.
How do you lose the clearances?
Not like Lockie Neal was playing either.
I asked, when I first said that to you a few weeks ago, and I was trying to figure out why, I said to you I thought Dane Beams was the problem. It was the lack of synergy between him and Grundy and the fact he was taking up a midfield spot.
Yeah.
And he's gone now.
Yeah.
He's gone for pretty much the season. We probably won't see him again this year. I think they've got a chance to rejig their midfield.
Yeah.
And actually get it back on track so that they're getting back to being a dominant clearance team, much like Geelong are doing at the moment, with nowhere near as quality a ruckman.
Yeah.
And they will be super scary, the Pies, when that happens. And for Freo, look, it's a bittersweet win. They've lost Alex Pearce.
Yeah.
Looked locked in to be an All-Australian.
God, that hurts.
It's such a bad loss. A fractured ankle. And they're short on quality backs. So it was a nice win, but they're going to have their backs against the wall some weeks now for the rest of the year. But look, the win though, they've scalped the Pies and the Giants at home. It's very impressive stuff from Freo.
Yeah.
Look, it puts them just outside the 8 on percentage. However, after the bye, they've got Port at home, Melbourne here, and then the Blues at home.
At the moment, that's 3 wins.
3
tonight.
winnable games.
Yeah.
So I see them being a game inside the 8, maybe 6th a month from now. Look,
No one would have thought that after the bye.
absolutely not. Still to come, they've got another derby to play, and then they have a game against the Cats, and those are the only teams in the top 8 they play for the rest of the year.
Yeah. Yeah.
They've got quite an easy run, so yeah, they've lost a key cog in Pearce, but they've got a lot of winnable outings in front of them, so I really expect them to be challenging for finals.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is fascinating, because at the start of the season, I wouldn't have had Brisbane or Fremantle, and here we are, we're going to get a few more non-Victorian teams in the finals to mix it up, and that's great.
Yeah, that's really good. It's good for the game. And just quickly to touch on, you got to mention your boy. Your boy, who is he?
Sonny Walters.
Yeah. You got a little crush on him, don't you, Bob?
I love him, mate.
Yeah, so do I.
Look, it's not easy to ice games. It's just not. Melbourne couldn't do it. There are plenty of other players that couldn't do it.
It's not easy to do it 2 weeks in a row either, is it?
Oh,
Gee whiz.
absolutely not. I can't get over Sonny Walters. He was someone that I considered for my Supercoach team at the start of the year. For no particular reason is that significant, but I really had a deep look into him as a forward. And I ended up going with him, and I've been well rewarded. He is a very quality player.
Yep.
He would be full of confidence. He would probably struggle to sit down at the moment. His sack must be so swollen with confidence.
Yeah, absolutely.
You want a long-range tip? I'm predicting another mini Walters arrives in March 2020. Hopefully, Mrs. Walters rewarded him for his performances on the weekend.
Now, just another Fremantle player who is hot as fire right now. And Hawthorn they didn't really want him to go. Brad Hill.
Yep.
He's been sensational.
I knew you were going to say Brad Hill.
Yeah.
I've got another one for you too. It keeps getting overlooked most weeks. But Brad Hill, he had 29 and 2 goals.
Yeah, awesome stuff.
He was nearly their best player last week.
And he's so fit, just does not stop running. Yeah, just that endurance is unreal. Yeah, I love him.
Fife was pretty inspirational.
Yeah.
Had a great game.
Yeah.
Brandon Matera.
Yes.
Absolutely surprising me every week.
Yeah, yeah.
2 important goals in the last quarter on the weekend. He's having a very solid season in that forward pocket.
Yeah.
A very solid season.
It's a shame I infamously picked him too early in last year's Supercoach draft with teammate Nathan Freeman. Do your research, J-Hole.
Look, just to finish off, I will say that Pendles was the Pies' best by far. Had 29 and 2 goals himself. But all in all, the Pies really struggled to find that gear that has almost defined their games so far season to date. So
They'll be really looking forward to reintroducing Taylor Adams into the fold.
absolutely. Yeah, so that's my game of the round, Jacko, which leads us to the votes.
I am the greatest.
You're going to love me for this, and I have to say it. It was his second game of football. I'm going to give him one. I have to. Dylan Clark of the Essendon Footy Club. In his second game of football, he had the biggest job in the ground, and that is to contain arguably the best player in the comp, Patrick Cripps. He kept Cripps to 11 disposals.
Yep.
But not only that, he had 23 disposals of his own at 78% efficiency in wet weather, 10 tackles and 6 clearances.
Huge.
Get out of town. That is an impressive second game. And as we mentioned before, probably and should have definitely been the Rising Star nomination of round 11.
Yeah, Sydney Stack didn't have better stats.
Yeah.
And
He's a better dancer, don't get me wrong. But Dylan Clark, wow, man, that was a great performance. I enjoyed it.
I don't understand that Richmond lost.
Yeah.
And Dylan Clark was the reason that we ended up thumping them, or 40 points.
Yeah.
So
It was a reminder of yesteryear. I watched Dylan Clark all the way through juniors because my brother played with him at Eastern Rangers, and he was always an impressive player.
Yeah, quality local talent.
Yes, awesome. And it's really good to see him doing it on the big stage. Anyway, my 2 votes goes to West Coast Jack Darling. He just dominated the Bulldogs' depleted backline. On key defender Caleb Daniel. No, he bagged 6 and had 15 touches and was just really, he was there. He was present and he got the job done. My 3 votes goes to Adelaide's Tom Lynch. He was really good Saturday night. He had 26 disposals, 3 goals, a whopping 525 metres gained. That was really good to see. And he was just dominant. My 4 votes, I'm going to cross to Shanghai. My 4 votes goes to Port Adelaide's Travis Boak.
Great game.
Yeah, he's just in stellar, arguably career best form, when I think there was points of last year where you and I were sort of debating whether his career was plummeting.
Yeah, his role in the team didn't look clear.
Yeah.
And he dropped off massively from their absolute top performance.
And a straight up victim of the skipper curse of, too much responsibility was affecting his form. Now he's not the captain. I think the shackles are released and he's producing his best footy week in, week out. 33 disposals, 2 goals, 8 clearances, dominant, killed the Saints. My 5 votes couldn't go to anyone else. Stephen Caniglio.
Mama, there goes that man.
36 disposals, 3 goals at 83% efficiency against the Gold Coast Witches Hats, unfortunately. But just sensational. He's a joy to watch. And he deserves my 5 votes for the week. Bobby, hit me with your 1 to 5.
All right, mate. Well, my first vote of the week, it's the same as yours. It's Dylan Clark.
Yeah.
So you've reeled off all the important numbers. Look, for those of you that didn't watch the game, this kid was a blanket. He was all over him at every stoppage. There was no double teaming because it wasn't necessary. There was a few players that gave Cripps a little bit of attention so that Dylan Clark didn't have to work overtime, but that was literally, a few little niggles at stoppages and that was it. That kid stuck to him like glue all day and absolutely blanketed the best midfielder in the competition, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So, absolutely. You didn't get the nod, but you got a vote from the fat side, so you should be wrapped, mate.
Yes, Clarky.
Now, 2 votes. I've deviated a little bit here. It's Jake Lloyd.
Oh, great game.
Fantastic game. This guy does not get enough credit.
Yeah.
You know that I'm a big rap on him. I think if the Brownlow was simply among defenders, this guy would be $1.05 to win it. He is that good.
Yeah.
He's absolutely elite in any back six.
Yeah, he'd be second favourite to Caleb Daniels' $1.01.
The step ladder.
Yeah.
Look, he did it against the best team. That was what was impressive. He's had games where he's had more numbers and everything like that, but he had 34 at 89% disposal efficiency. Geelong had 5 marks inside 50 all night. That's it. Part of the reason...
It's craziness.
It's crazy, isn't it, when you hear that stat? Because they played a really good game and they scored highly. A lot of that is him. A lot of that is his setup and his general down back work. I think this week he finally deserved a nod because I love watching him and he was superb.
Yeah.
My 3 votes goes to Sonny Walters. He just iced a game.
Yeah.
But his stats were great. 24 at 80%, 4 clearances, 6 marks, 5 inside 50s, and 2 goal assists to go along with his. It's really not easy to do. Again, it's against elite competition in Collingwood and their back 6 who are very good.
Yep.
But they fell asleep when he took that mark in the forward 50. No one manned him up. If you haven't seen the behind the goals vision, they're all guarding space. The mongrel punt comes in and he just lands in his lap. Poor form, Collingwood.
Bit of steam coming out of Bucks' ears at that point.
There would have been, man.
Yeah.
My 4 votes, Jack Darling. Look, he's had a rough couple of weeks of footy. He had some really poor performances. I dropped him from my Supercoach team, so did a lot of people. He churned out absolutely nothing. I heard Jonathan Brown question his athleticism, whether he was fit because he wasn't moving, he wasn't really competing. And then beast mode turned on.
Yeah.
Absolute beast. When he's up and about, he is a serious weapon. He had 4 contested marks and 2 goal assists to go along with all the stats you mentioned for his bag. That is a nice haul. I think it's sensational.
Especially against the All-Australian back 6.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
My 5 votes goes to Steve Caniglio.
Mama, there goes that man.
You said the numbers. Again, you could say that they were witches' hats, but we have been talking about how good Gold Coast have been by making things tough. He made it look easy, though. A lot of teams have come before this season already and played the Suns, namely Geelong last week. No one did it as easy as he made it look. So he's added some cash to his free agency considerations. That's for damn sure. Everyone's going to want him. 8 inside 50s, 4 goal assists and 8 tackles. I thought that was excellent.
Yeah. No, fantastic. Alrighty, guys. It's that time of the week to get super excited. It's Bobby's Hot and Cold.
Alrighty, every week I give Jacko a couple of players that are running hot and those that are a little bit frosty, and I see if he can look into his crystal ball and pick my lines. Last week...
And add to the frothy tab.
Oh, don't you worry. There'll be some frothy tab chat very shortly, mate. Running hot last week. My first one was Braden Fiorini.
Yeah.
I asked you if he could get 30 versus GWS, but he had 21.
Yeah.
Now, you did say he couldn't get 30.
Yeah.
However, you said he won't. He'll get 25 to 30. So it's not going to cost you a froth. but it's not -1 either. The froth stands.
Yes.
My second one was Mitch Duncan. I wanted 25 touches and 2 goals versus the Swans. You said bank it in. That is a direct quote. He had 22 and 1 goal. That'll cost you a froth.
Damn it, Dunks.
All right, this week for my running hot.
He's heating up. He's on fire.
Mason Wood.
Oh, Woody.
He's a much maligned player, and sometimes by us, to be honest.
Yeah. It's funny he's running hot. Just quickly, Bulldogs North a couple of weeks ago, that nuffy I was telling you about sitting in front of me. Oh, Mason Wood! God damn it, Mason Wood! All game. Yeah. Didn't rate him at all, but he's running hot now, Bob.
Mate, he has kicked 3 goals and then 4 goals too.
Yes. Awesome.
This guy is up and about.
Yeah.
He had 3 goal assists versus the Doggies.
Yep.
I want to know, they are playing the Suns this week. It's at Metricon, but the lowly Suns who've been spanked. Can he carry it on? Can he kick 2 goals versus the Suns this week?
He'll kick 2 goals. Yeah.
He's locked that in, people.
Yeah. Oh, lock it in. Lock it in. 2 or more for me. Might even throw it in a same gamer.
All right, my second one.
He's heating up. He's on fire.
It's another forward. It's Tom Hawkins.
Yes.
Now, mate, he's been good all year. Everyone knows that. But the last 2 weeks, he's kicked 4 goals both weeks.
Yeah.
So he is absolutely on fire. Top 3 most dangerous forwards in the comp. Everyone knows that.
Pretty effortless too. Like,
Yeah.
You just know you're going to get goals from him.
Exactly. But his consistency is really what's making me talk him up.
Yeah.
He's averaging 3 contested marks and a couple of goal assists to boot in most outings. So this is what I want to know. Can he do damage against Richmond? Can he kick 3 goals?
3 goals against Richmond. Grimes will probably get the job on him. I owe you nearly a slab. Yes, he'll kick 3 or more.
He'll kick 3. Alrighty. All right, so those are my running hot. Now it's time for those that are running cold. But wait.
Frozen in time, locked in ice for thousands of years. The Iceman was given a name.
It's Kane Corns.
Ugh, Kane Corns.
Now look, for all of those of you that are waiting for the Shaki update, Josh Shaki had 1 hit out and 1 tackle on the weekend. However, he got injured early in the game in the first half. Wasn't able to play out the game. It would be unfair to drag him through the mud because I know he listens every week. It would be really unfair to do that to him. So he's not the Iceman anymore, but Kane Corns. This guy, every week he is surprising me. And so I've decided that he's now the Iceman.
Yep.
Is this fella?
Yep.
I'm sure you heard what he said during the week, Jackie boy.
Yeah, touching on number 1 draft pick Sam Walsh.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was the, what was he?
The easy pick to make.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he's quality.
Yeah. Pretty easy pick in my estimations.
Yeah, I find it fascinating that someone in the media thought this is a good time to pile on Carlton in an area where no one's piling on.
Yeah.
He just wanted to add his voice to the mix.
Yep.
He's a sensationalist with a very poor lens through which he views the game. And it's really starting to frustrate me.
Yeah.
He said that a couple of weeks ago, he said that Carlton had out and out won the Bryce Gibbs trade.
Jeez.
Out and out won it.
That's like saying Richmond won the Richard Tambling pick over Buddy. It's just blasphemy.
That's how badly.
Yeah, it's terrible.
It's absolutely shocking. So, Kane Corns, you're a bleeding idiot. I'm gonna have you up every week if you keep talking that dribble. Now, to the running cold last week.
God forbid Patrick Dangerfield rolls a toenail again this weekend. Tell you what.
Running cold last week. I gave you Toby McLean, your boy.
Yeah.
I asked for 20 touches and some scoreboard influence. And you said no. He had 16 touches and only 1 goal assist.
Yeah.
No other direct scoreboard impact. Big tick. That's minus a froth, Jackie boy.
Oh my God, minus a froth! Woohoo! I'm about to add to it probably though. No, that's all right.
Well, that is up to you.
Yeah.
The other one was Justin Westhoff.
Yes.
Now, I wanted 2 contested marks and a goal versus the Saints. To quote you, Jacko, you said, he'll respond.
Yes.
It's self-critique time. He had 18 touches, 7 contested, 5 marks, 0 contested marks, 1 goal, and 1 out on the full. In what was a drubbing, would you consider that a response from Justin Westhoff?
Not enough of a response.
That'll cost you a froth.
Yeah, that will cost me a froth. Yeah, he is the mayor of Shanghai, so it was disappointing.
He was the biggest man in China that day.
Well, he kicked goal of the century a few years ago, if you remember that one.
I do. That was a great
that was
goal.
awesome.
All right, this week, running cold.
You're as cold as ice.
Harry Taylor.
Yeah.
Look, versus the Suns,
Yep.
he had 9 touches, 2 rebound 50s, 1 mark from 88% time on ground.
Yep.
Fast forward to this week, versus the Swannies, he had 13.
Mm-hmm.
Most of them were handballs
Yep.
because he only had 110 metres gained. Again, only 2 rebound 50s and 3 marks. His yearly average, including those poor performances, is 15 touches, 7 contested, 6 intercept possessions, 5 marks, 4 rebound 50s. So he's running at about 50% capacity at the moment.
And he's moving like a shipping container.
Oh, turning circle of a 747.
Yeah, man.
Look, I expect a little bit more against Richmond.
Yep. Needs to step up against them.
I want to know, can he get 4 marks, 1 contested mark, and 200 metres gained?
Against Richmond on the MCG Friday night. Melbourne Cricket Ground to rain. Floodlights. I believe in Harry Taylor and I believe in the Cats. I'm going to say yes.
All right, we'll lock
He'll
that
respond.
one in. Look, I think that's all very achievable.
Yep.
What I just want to see, the meters gained is so that he's not getting cheap handballs. It looks like he's getting easy marks in the 50
Yep.
and getting a link-up handball because they don't expect him to move.
Yeah. Well, he's still I'd still suggest he's the general of their backline. I mean, he's the veteran leader.
He's an on-field coach.
Yeah, absolutely. And he loves a big game. And there's no bigger game for them. Well, from what I can remember, this is a huge game of football for Geelong.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so...
And Richmond.
Yeah, and Richmond, yeah, absolutely. I'm sure you agree as well. Expecting a really big response from Richmond this weekend back at the G. I'm quite interested to see how this one goes. I'm super excited for it.
Excellent. All right, my second running cold.
You're as cold as ice.
This is going to sound a bit unfair, but it's Patrick Cripps. Now, everyone knows how good this guy is. Everyone's talking him up for Charlie. But he's had 2 blanket jobs done on him in 3 weeks now. He has not had 2 bad games for, I don't know, maybe 2 years. This season, last season. He's been superb. I want to know if he can continue that trend. So he obviously had 12 touches versus GWS when De Boer did a job on him. The next week he had 28 and dominated against the Saints.
Yeah,
Looked really good against the Saints.
I would too.
Skip, you're a hater.
And then Dylan Clark did a number on him that we've spoken about. Do you think he will respond again? His season average is 27, 17 contested, 8 clearances, 6 tackles. That's his season average for the important stats of a midfielder. Can he get his season averages versus Brisbane?
He's too good a player not to, really, I believe. But Brisbane's a tough assignment. That midfield's chockers, mate. They're exciting. Mitch Robinson would probably rough him up a bit, let him know he's there. Daniel Rich, these sort of veteran, sort of tough boys.
They got a lot of strong bodies they can run through him.
Yeah. But Cripps running through that midfield, coming up against McCluggage, Zorko, he's just bigger than them all.
Yeah.
So I think he might. I think he'll be rejuvenated now that Brendan Bolton's gone. I think this is, it's a new stage of the footy club.
Well, this is, if you're a top player in the competition, this is the challenge.
Yes.
You've had one bad week, do not have another one.
Yes, yeah. And as they always say, good teams don't lose 2 on the trot. Good players shouldn't have 2 shockers on the trot.
Agreed. Well, that's it for the running hot and cold. Or is it?
Oh, Bobby. Hit me with a doozy, are you?
A couple of weeks ago,
Okay, I'm listening.
I asked you if Poppy could kick 2 goals before the bye.
Hey.
He didn't. That's a froth.
Ah, damn it!
Goalless on the
I
weekend.
forgot about that.
Yeah, not me.
Oh, Poppy!
You saved me $5 schooner.
Bloody pop.
So if we go to the frothy tab, we had a -1 and +3. So that sits you on 5 froths year to date.
God, I was in double figures in my brain. God, I was overthinking that one.
All right, so that is finally all I've got. Let's lead you into Jack's Spotlight.
Say that again. Holy shit, Jamie, pull that video up.
Jackie boy, what are you shining it on this week?
Well, it has to be the top story of the weekend to come out of the weekend was Carlton's 41-point loss, which buried Brendan Bolton's coaching career at the Blues. That was it. That's all she wrote Monday. Yeah, the writing was on the wall. They were meeting at Le Duchesne's offices. Lloyd and a couple other board members were seen walking in. Brendan Bolton was asked to come to the club. His manager drove him there. Yeah, the writing was on the wall. The whole club came into the press conference. Look, I feel for the guy. I mean, it all comes down to win-loss, and that's the business we're in.
Absolutely.
And, yeah. And anyone that tries to deter that conversation away from that is just ridiculous.
Yeah, so, I mean, his coaching record is 77 games coached, 16 wins, 61 losses. It's pretty untenable.
Did I hear numerology there?
You cannot be serious!
Yes, a bit of numerology,
Yeah.
7, 7, 1, 6, 6, 1. Yeah, it does all come down to that.
Yeah.
It does. And they've got so many first-round draft picks, and those guys are struggling week to week
Yeah,
for
it's-
consistency.
Yeah. And going off expert opinions that we touched on earlier, I mean, I think the writing was on the wall before the season, maybe last year's draft when they took the easy pick, Sam Walsh.
Oh, God.
But we won't go there again, down that.
Look, I wouldn't have
wormhole.
been surprised if they sacked him in the offseason last year.
Yeah, yeah.
I wouldn't have been terribly surprised.
Yeah.
This sacking makes a lot more sense than North Melbourne.
Yes.
Which seems like Brad Scott left.
Yeah.
Wasn't up for the fight. Brendan Bolton obviously still wants to coach.
Yes. Yeah.
So
And Damien Hardwick's welcomed him with open arms down at Tigerland.
would have been really nice for a departing coach to hear those kind words
Yes.
from a peer.
Yeah.
A successful peer. So
I dare say Clarkson would probably have him back as well.
Oh,
Like,
mate.
come
Yeah,
on.
someone will have him in the box. It
Yeah.
looks like he's a good energy around any club.
Yeah, yeah. A young fella as well. Like, he's only 40. Gave it a go. Massive club. An abundance of issues. A lot to take on.
Hardest coaching gig in the AFL.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And look, hats off to him. He gave it a go. He lasted 4 years. It wasn't good enough. They move on. But what did you hear? What did you hear that Stephen Silvani comment? That
Mate,
a
it was
good one.
fantastic. It was just a fan. It was just a meme that we saw. Some fans chimed in with a comment saying, maybe it's time to give Stephen Silvani the reins for the rest of the year. He bought the groceries. Let's see if he can cook them.
Oh,
I love that idea.
that is awesome.
You know,
Yeah.
it sounds absurd, but if I was the Carlton president, which I wouldn't want that job,
I don't think he wants the job.
I might roll the dice on that.
Yeah,
It sounds foolish, but in all honesty, between Juddy, Sauce, and a couple of the other staff members that they have down there, to have an interim coach like Teague step into the role, I hope that he produces something. I hope they can do a North Melbourne, although I don't see it happening. I don't see them winning games just because they sacked a coach.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, if they can make a fist of it and some of those boys get through the rest of the season without too much psychological damage, like turning into 2013 Melbourne,
Yeah.
then that is a huge plus.
Yeah, yeah. While we're on the Carlton topic, we were speaking about Dale Thomas off air and where his career sort of, after that infamous drinking night, 2 nights out from the game. Do you want to shed some light on your thoughts? And you heard around the grapevine about offering him another contract, or?
Yeah, there was a bit of chat on Footy Classified this week.
Yeah, that's
that
right, Footy Class.
I watched pretty intently because I wanted to see what Chris Judd had to say. First, I wanted to see if he turned up, and he did, full credit. And then I wanted to see what he had to say. A few questions were put to him about Dale Thomas. The quote was something along the lines of, surely you're not giving him another contract, he just lied to you.
Yeah.
You know, the reports about 2 or 3 drinks were significantly underrated.
Yeah.
From some reports that we've heard. It's a little bit different to Stephen May. You were caught drinking whilst you were injured, and Dale Thomas is a veteran who was named to play out drinking and then lied about how many.
Yeah.
Mate.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
That could be career over now.
30, he'd be 30 odd years old, leader.
I think he's 32.
Yeah, come on, man.
You know?
You're better than that.
And, you know, they wasted a lot of money on this guy.
Yeah.
He should be pretty thankful every week that he gets to run out onto an AFL football field because I don't know how many other clubs would take him.
Yeah.
He's been playing some okay football, but he's playing okay football for Carlton.
Yeah. Yeah.
Where
yeah.
else are you going?
Yeah.
So,
He would have fallen out of favour at the Pies years ago.
mate, some of these things might be nails in the coffin of Brendan Bolton. We say they're win-loss, but if you're a board member and you
Yeah.
can see veterans acting up
Yeah.
when they should be being responsible and helping to lead these young guys and then lying
Yeah.
to the coach and to the executive.
Well, there's a lack of
I
care
imagine.
there already and a
Yeah.
lack of respect.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a significant lack of respect, you know, and I guess board members can turn that stuff back on the coach and say you're not driving the right standards.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Yes, and last night, Tuesday, 4th of June, we had the AFL Hall of Fame night at Crown Palladium. Yeah, which I hear is probably one of... feel everyone thinks it's the best night of the year for the football. I'm hearing that a lot throughout the commentary. Everyone that goes loves it and enjoys the night, reminiscing on past superstars and legends of the game, which we had a number of very honourable and some really overdue inductees. Bobby, run us through the inductees.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, to kick it off, it was Trevor Barker.
Yeah, you would have thought.
Yeah, absolute darling of St Kilda history.
Yeah.
It's amazing that it's taken him that long. Like we said off air, has a medal named after him, has an oval named after
Yeah,
him.
you win St Kilda's best and fairest. You win the Trevor Barker medal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's pretty amazing it's taken this long.
Yep.
The next cab off the rank was Jim Dean. He is a South Australian footy legend.
Yep.
one of only 2 to win the Magari medal. And yeah, really, really good selection.
Yep.
The third one was Ron Evans. Now, he had a little bit of a link with the Essendon Footy Club. He played, he was the head of the footy club for a little bit for us, but he was the chairman that took the AFL into the 21st century.
Yeah.
He helped modernise the game. He finally bowed out in 2007. He's since departed, full stop. But he's a very, very important induction into the AFL Hall of Fame because he's done a lot for the legacy of football. The next one was Brad Hardy. Well, he won the 1985 Brownlow. By all reports, I saw his story and the package that they had up for him for the moment that he got inducted. It was really great. I didn't know much about him. Yeah, it was fascinating. Then we had Ken Hunter. He was a 3-time VFL Premiership player. Another pretty important inductee by all indications. The last one, Mick Malthouse. I didn't like having a look at it. Yeah. It was great to see his daughter again.
Yeah.
Looking fantastic.
Christy.
His smug face, though. Oh, God. Look, he deserves...
She's my second favourite boundary rider behind Gilbert McAdams.
Gilly.
I love him, man.
He's great.
I love him.
Yeah, look, Malthouse, he does deserve to be there.
Yeah.
He does. I was speaking to you the other day about... He doesn't seem to be well liked.
Yeah, yeah.
That was pretty evident by the end of the night.
Even this morning on Whaley. By one Nathan Buckley.
Oh, yeah, it was evident. Let's just play you that clip right now.
Do you have a relationship now at the end of a lot of shared experiences?
No, I'm one of the bodies on the side of the road.
Yeah.
Rat cunning, a master manipulator, and got success from that.
What do you think, Jacko, when someone uses a phrase like rat cunning and master manipulator?
Yeah, that is no holds barred. I don't give an absolute you-know-what.
I'm just one of the bodies on the side of the road.
Unbelievable. Oh, such a powerful statement. Waitley was shaking in his chair. I was just driving to work, listening to SEN and, just going about my day. And, I was half listening, half engaged. I heard Mick and then I heard, don't get on. I'm like, okay, I'm all ears now. Here we go. And I could not believe the honesty.
It doesn't, the story doesn't surprise either of us.
No, not at all. But for a current coach at the biggest club in the comp, to come out and just casually say that on his morning segment was remarkable because, these players and coaches are robots.
Well, it just shows you that Buckley doesn't think Malthouse is relevant at all anymore.
Yes.
At all.
No. We were talking off air. You mentioned Mick Malthouse was a commentator for Channel 7 for 1 year?
Yeah.
Yeah, and we would never see him again.
Yeah, that's it. And I said someone like Grant Thomas still has a media gig, got a solid weekly TV spot on Footy Classified for years as well afterwards. Not too many people like Grant Thomas very much.
No.
But it seems like if you're an ex-coach, and even if you appear to have done really poorly at your job, even Plough rebranded himself.
Yes.
He's now the young talent expert that everyone
awesome.
wants to speak
to. He's just another great shifter Sheehan, really.
Yeah, so if your coaching tenure doesn't quite work out, if you're a nice guy, mate, everyone still wants you around.
Yeah.
Mick Malthouse is a legendary coach and no one wants to talk to him.
Nope.
And Buckley is definitely not interested in anything he has to say, which I think is pretty amazing.
Yeah.
What is now a Hall of Fame coach has zero respect from a current modern day coach.
Yeah, and especially his young Jedi apprentice as well. Yeah, I found that remarkable and rather enjoyable, to tell you the truth. Anyway, we'll digress. You all know what time it is. Bobby, it's time for Compare the Pair.
Compare the pair.
All right, each week I give Jacko 2 pairs and he must pick one.
And a headache.
Look, last week I gave you Lids and Wells.
Yep.
It's fascinating to ask Andy Meyer. He's very quick to pull the trigger on Lids. He thought he was fucking superstar.
I was really excited to speak to him because we got the opportunity to.
Yeah, he gave us a good chat.
Yeah, and he was really good company. It was remarkable how quick that was.
Well, if you could try and channel his spirit this week, when I give you this curveball, this week I give to you Phil Davis and Harris Andrews.
Wow.
All right, so I'll give you a bit of a chop out here. Size-wise, they're almost identical. Height, weight, all those bits. Both of them are excellent as sweeping tall defenders. We can agree on that. They're both very good intercept markers. Mm-hmm. They're both good in one-on-ones as well.
Yeah, I've already got my answer.
Now, I don't know if any of this changes it. Here are some stats.
It might.
Harris Andrews has a lot more inside 50s.
Yep.
But Davis has more score impact, probably due to who he's linking up with in his midfield.
Of course.
The rebound 50s are the same.
Yep.
The disposals is averaging 15 to Harris, 14 to Phil. The efficiency is identical, essentially. Both of them are elite.
Yep.
Intercept possessions are the same. Marks slightly favour Davis, but the contested marks by far favour Andrews. Heaps of stats are pretty much the same.
Yep.
For this season and their career averages, despite the age discrepancy. Who will make the 40-man All-Australian squad? One or the other, or both? I'm saying that keeping in mind Alex Pearce has gone down, so his spot is open.
Yeah. I think they're going to be really generous with Brisbane players this year, just because of their sort of resurgence in the storyline.
So who do you think's better?
I'd take Phil Davis. Yeah, for his leadership, mate. That guy.
Yes. So that would definitely separate them.
Yes, yeah.
But just on their playing ability.
Oh, Harris Andrews is an exciting machine.
Isn't he?
Yeah. He could be a generational back. Like, I'm talking, he could be a Scarlett Dustin Fletcher.
Yeah, he's a Fletcher clone for me.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not comparing him to Scarlett. I'm comparing him as he might be spoken about in that conversation by the time his career's done. Because what he's doing already is remarkable. But he's what? He'd be like 20, 21, 22?
I think he's up to about 80-something games.
Okay, so he could be 23. He's got plenty more footy to come, and it's only going to get better because they're only going to get better.
Yeah.
Is what I'm seeing so far from Brisbane. So,
but who's going to have the better year this year?
I'll say Phil Davis, just because of who he links up with and who he plays for and who he leads. He's the captain of arguably the best team in the comp, and one of the absolute premiership favourites. So Phil Davis by I say it every week, a nose hair.
Yeah, very
good. It's going to be called Compare the Nose Hair soon.
Look, it's a tough one. When I started thinking about it, I thought, yeah, of course, Davis for his leadership.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a much more level head.
He's a Nick Maxwell that can play footy.
He nearly doesn't give away free kicks, man. That was the interesting stat. I didn't put that up because I didn't know if that was incredibly relevant.
Yeah.
Phil Davis gives away, it's like 0.2 of a free kick a game.
Yeah.
The guy's just clean. It's class.
Yeah.
It's so good. Harris Andrews isn't far away. He only gives away like one free kick a game.
Yeah.
So this kid is exceptional. It seems as if Alex Rance filled the void when Fletcher and Scarlett had kind of retired.
Yeah.
And he was the up-and-coming superstar. Here comes Harris Andrews, people. Look out.
Yeah.
He is going to be in a lot of All-Australian teams over his career, I reckon.
Yeah, love that.
All right, well, that's it for my Compare the Pair. It is time. Get your coin purse out. It's time for Jack's Multi.
Yes, well, I've got a four-legger and an absolute... Yeah, it's a risky one, but...
Juicy.
Juice.
Succulent.
A succulent Chinese meal.
Anyway, my first leg starts at the MCG Friday night. I've got the Tigers 1-39, paying $2.88.
Oh, I like it.
It's really good. It's really good. I think they could pip the Cats. Brisbane 1-39. I think Carlton will be pretty competitive. It's down in Melbourne, so yeah, 1-39, $2.10. GWS 25 plus. Now you gave me a bit of inspiration on this one because it's paying a whopping $3.30.
Can't believe it.
Yeah, so it's really, really nice there. This one I didn't know whether it'd be 20. I don't know if it'll be an absolute grubbing or it's the big freeze game.
Yep.
Queen's birthday. Melbourne will be there to show up.
Chris Fagan to do a hammy. That's the bet.
I've got Chris Fagan to get a hit replacement. No, I'm just kidding. Collingwood 1-24, paying $3.10. I don't mind that.
When you bundle it up, what am I getting?
61.87.
Well,
Get
geez,
around it, boys.
That's a lot of value. Just a tenner will do on that one.
It's not too bad there. Gamble responsibly.
All right, very nice. All right, before we go to our match preview, let's check the tips from last week. Look, a second bad week in a row, really. We both got 6. Obviously, there were a few upsets last week, so you can pretty much forgive people for getting a few wrong in there, but we didn't...
Did you tip the Saints?
I did tip the Saints.
Spewing.
Yeah, and you tipped Melbourne.
Yeah.
To get their win up in Darwin. So, look, we both ended up with 6, but this week, the first one Richmond versus Geelong at the MCG Friday night. Now, you gave us a little bit of a preview in your multi. Who do you have to win this one precisely, and by how much?
Yeah, so this is really rare because since 2007, have always had quite a lot of faith in Geelong. This week, I'm afraid to say it, and I'm going to get murdered for it at home by my Geelong nut of a missus. Richmond for mine this week. I think they'll respond after a disappointing one against North last week. Geelong are probably due a below good game. So yeah, I think Richmond might pip them on Friday night.
Yeah, look, I have the Tigers as well. A couple of reasons. They've had the better of the Cats for a few years now.
Yep.
I really see them responding after that effort. I think Dimmer will be in their face. They are fighting to stay in the 8, believe it or not.
Yeah.
They have to win this game.
Yep.
Dimmer said that they were smacked around by North Melbourne. I expect the Tigers to be tough. This will be their captain's second game back. I think he'll lead from the front. And I expect them to win by 9 points.
And I think Mrs. Hardwick, as he touches on a lot, was very good to him this week and trying to rejuvenate him.
Good on you, Mrs. Hardwick.
Yeah.
Delicious.
All right, next game of the rounds. Carlton versus Brisbane at Marvel Stadium. Who do you have, Jacko, and why?
Brisbane. Next game. Brisbane for mine. They'll win this pretty comfortably. Not overly comfortably, because...
You said 1-39.
1-39. I think Carlton will be rather competitive. Has never been said before. But, yeah, I think Carlton will show up and they'll feel rejuvenated and fresh start.
Yeah.
And teams historically kind of respond nicely after a tumultuous week, if you will.
Like I said earlier, I don't see them doing a North and buttering up after the turmoil, but I do see them maybe trying to recapture some of their early season form where they at least threatened for more than one quarter.
Yeah.
So, look, I've got the Brisbane Lions winning by 4 goals in that one. Then, we're heading up to Metricon. It's the Suns versus the Roos. Who do you have, Jacko, and why?
Almost a flip of a coin for me. North have to win. They will. Yeah, I'm tipping North. Not with an amazing deal of confidence, just because I really like what I'm seeing from Gold Coast at home. And after a really bad, absolute thumping, they'll want to sort of regain that reputation of staying in games and being super competitive. And I think they'll really challenge North and make them earn it. But North will be too good at the end of the day.
I just said to you earlier I was going to tip North. I'm going to change it. Spur of the moment. I'm going to change it to the Suns.
Oh, nice one.
I'm up on the tips by 1 point, so I can afford to take a roll of the dice.
Nice.
I think the Suns
will...
will...
that neck and neck.
Yeah, 1 point.
That's awesome.
I think the Suns will try and make a fist of it and dig in at home. I had said to you that they have not had back-to-back home games all year, but they're going to get this game at home after the shortest trip they can make. They only went down to Sydney, so quick flight back home. I think they'll try and bounce back because that was not them. Yeah, they were due to break, but they have been much better than that.
Yeah.
North hate Metricon.
Yeah.
They cannot play up there. They have had a really poor outing. I'm going to say the Suns by 2 goals.
Yeah, North historically up at Metricon, not really great. I think they're too focused on their 3 theme park passes instead of playing the Gold Coast Suns. But anyway,
Wow.
We'll move on.
Moving on, their next game. Adelaide versus GWS at Adelaide Oval. Jackie boy, who have you got?
Giants, GWS will drop not many games the rest of the year, I believe. I think they're going to steamroll into that arguably top 2.
That Ferrari's purring.
Yeah, and I love it. Yeah, GWS too strong. Adelaide will be competitive, I think, for most of the game, but I think GWS will roll out for about a 4 or 5 goal win.
Yeah, look, I've pretty much got the same thing. Obviously, the Whitfield injury is huge, but they're going to get Zach Williams back this week. Makes a difference. He's a quality defender.
Yep.
Very quality Zach Williams. And the forwards are firing
Yep.
for GWS. So they've had a really good run at Adelaide Oval. They had a win there last year, which was really nice. They don't mind playing there. They've got a good record. So I have them winning by 5 goals. The next game of the round, Swans versus West Coast at the SCG. Who have you got for this one, Jacko?
So we're chatting about West Coast hate of the Sydney Cricket Ground.
They don't love it.
No, and it's got a lot to do with the size of the ground, the
Absolutely.
dimensions. Absolutely. But I'm still going to tip them. I think they're refining that formula, and I think they know that these games they must win. Oh, this could be a 1 to 15 point margin. I'm going to go super margin. 1 to 10 points.
Oh, he's called it.
Yeah.
Like you said.
And a Dane Rampy fizzer at the end.
That's $1.10.
Yeah, and a Smitty Snapchat throwing his membership in the bin again.
Like you said, the Eagles hate the SCG. The Swans have actually been competitive. They were pretty good against Geelong. You know, they kept it to within a respectable score. I think they can be competitive again. Last year, when they made their run towards the finals, the Weagles went up there and they got absolutely spanked.
Yeah.
You know, and that was their premiership year. So the Swans can really do it, but I don't think they're in anywhere near the same form they were midway through last year, the Swannies. So I see them losing by about 20 points, but it could be quite close. So good tip from you.
Nice.
Last game of the round, it's the Queen's birthday blockbuster at the MCG. Pies versus the D's. Who do you have to win this one, Jackie?
Look, it's Collingwood for me. 3 or 4 goals. Melbourne will be a lot more competitive again. I mean, they're not terrible, but they're not good. But yeah, Collingwood will respond after a disappointing one. They could easily respond by thrashing them. But I'm going to stick with what I said in the multi. I think 3 or 4 goals for mine. What I'm excited about, it's that time of the year. It's Goliath v Goliath. Gorn Grundy.
Oh, mate.
Oh, it's exciting.
Yeah. Look,
Brings a tear to the eye.
That's something I've got written down.
Yeah.
Look, my tip is the Pies. I actually think they'll go out there and destroy the D's.
Okay. Yeah.
I think that loss is not that it shakes the foundations of Collingwood's season, but it's the wake-up call that the Giant needs.
Yeah.
For the last couple of years, when these two big men, the best ruckman by a country mile
Yeah.
in the competition, have gone at each other, Grundy's got the chocolates for me.
Yeah.
I'm tipping him to win the medal or the award for best on ground, and I am tipping Collingwood to win by 40 points.
Nice. I like that from you. Yeah, not bad. Anyway, just as we lead off, I'm going to actually run through the ladder at the halfway mark of the season as the buys start rolling around. We've got Geelong 2 games clear on top. They've been purring. We've got the Giants 2nd, Collingwood 3rd, West Coast 4th. Pretty much, apart from Geelong being 2 games clear, that's pretty much a predictable top 4 for mine from round 1 onwards. And then we've got, what a story, the Brisbane Lions at 5th position on the ladder.
Well done.
We've got Richmond 6th, Port Adelaide 7th, and Adelaide 8th. The 2 Adelaide teams I feel won't be there at the end of the year.
Okay.
But good on them for being there thus far. Now, this is a team I think might make the finals. This is Fremantle. They're at 9th. Your Dons are at a respectable 10th. They're 1 game below Fremantle, and they'll enjoy kicking their feet up and getting those wounded soldiers, hopefully getting them back sooner rather than later.
Agreed.
Yep. Hawthorn 11th, rightfully so. Inconsistent as hell. St Kilda 12th, standard. North Melbourne 13th, and as we round out the bottom 5, my Western Bulldogs are where they belong at 14th, unfortunately.
Yeah.
The Sydney Swans 15th, Melbourne 16th, Gold Coast 17th, and Carlton clear on bottom.
Yeah, the bottom of the half of the ladder is probably exactly the way it should be for me, other than Melbourne. Obviously, that's the surprise big slider.
It's a shame. It really is.
Essendon are underperforming, but a game out of the top 8 isn't terribly underperforming. I only had us finishing 6th for the year, so
Yeah.
that's still achievable, but so is 12th. So it's going to be an interesting second half of the season.
Yep. And what are you looking most forward to this weekend in footy, Bob?
Oh, it has to be freeze at the G. Get some of those blokes down the slide. I want to see some costumes. I want to see some fun, some antics. So that's always a bit of fun.
Yeah. Scott Pendlebury mentioned on his Jock and Journo podcast that he would love to go down the slide pre-game.
That's insane.
Yeah, stupid. It holds a dear place in his heart. He lost his grandfather to the beast, unfortunately. But yeah, captain.
That'll come the day you retire, mate.
Yeah,
You can be there, first one in line. I will back you in, but until then, stick to contested footy, mate.
I'd love to watch his wife do it, though. He's heating up! Anyway, yeah, look, I'm looking forward to Friday night. Oh, it's going to be a blockbuster at the G. Yeah, I've loved your work tonight, Bob.
Thanks, mate. You too.
Thanks, mate. Yeah, I thought I was pretty good.
Get your hand off it, Daryl.
Yeah, you weren't too bad. But look, if you guys want a little bit of a sniff of some of the other content, make sure you scroll down, subscribe, hit the bell so you can get all the new stuff as soon as we release it. And that's it for this week. We'll see you next week. See you, everyone.
See you, bye.
And that is it.